Okay, so I am still sick. This is going on just over a week now. I guess I'm about to answer the first question here, because this comes from Marion. She has the channel Life Unboxed, and she asks, "Are you feeling any better?" Yes and no. Every time I think I feel better, my throat gets sore again, and I'm drinking this concoction right here, which is a healthy dose of orange juice and 7-Up. It's delicious, and you would think that would burn a sore throat, but somehow that mixture goes down really smooth. I love it, and that's what I drink anytime I get sick. My stomach, the muscles in my stomach hurt so bad from coughing so much, and it's kind of raw up in my nose and that, and of course I have the typical drainage, and when I lay down in bed then I start coughing, so I roll around all night. I'm up early, and it's just crazy. I mean, I feel good enough to get up and around and do some things, but if I talk too long, then my throat gets really sore, so by the end of filming this, my throat is probably going to be pretty sore. And if I get up and start doing, like, too much work, then, I start coughing and that. So there's basically the answer to the first question, and the reason why we are doing a Q&A today instead of some awesome exploration video or otherwise. Welcome to the channel, everybody. If you're new, please feel free to subscribe. I would love for you to come over to the Facebook page and join up. It's called That Nate Guys and Gals. I will put a link below. I use that page to try to keep everybody up to date on what's going on if I'm not going to be posting for a day, or like today where I'm not feeling good, so we decided to do a Q&A. So let's go ahead and go through some of these questions here. I think we'll just start at the very bottom with the most recent comment. The most recent question, I guess that would be. Leonard says, "Can you help me get the laundry out of the washer?" Sure. Let me hop a plane and I'll be there. Okay, then we have Seam, who is Simone. "Are you afraid of spiders or any other animals?" This has got to be a loaded question. I must have answered this before to you in some way, because yes, I hate spiders. I absolutely hate them. One night, it was about 3 o'clock in the morning, I was laying in bed, and I'm laying there with my phone, just looking at it, and the light from the screen shines on your face, pitch black everywhere else, and I saw this spider crawl across my chest just by the light of my phone. I jumped up, threw my clothes on, and went to my girlfriend's house 45 minutes away to spend the rest of the night. The next 2 nights I spent on the couch, and I staked out that bedroom, and I would turn off the lights, then I would go through the bedroom to go to the bathroom. I turned on the bathroom light this one night, and I turned around and I saw him perched there on the side of my bed watching me, as if to say, "This is my bed." So I went out in the kitchen, and I got like some kind of a container. I cut the top off of it, I put it down over top of him, and I took this spider spray, and I just gave it to him. I just sprayed and sprayed and sprayed till it filled it up halfway, and definitely killed him. It was either that or burn the house down. Come on. So yes, I absolutely hate spiders. But other than that, I mean, nothing else really bothers me, even snakes. I don't like snakes, and I don't want to come across one, but spiders are the thing that drives me nuts. Okay, Simone asked another question here. "What's your favorite Christmas carol?" I don't know if it's necessarily a carol, but I would have to say my very favorite Christmas song is probably... Picking favorites is always tough for me. I don't like to pick favorites no matter what. But I really love Sleigh Ride by the Ronettes. I love that song. Let's see. Okay, Marion, yeah. "Are you feeling any better?" I already answered that one. Okay, Shane says, "What is your favorite defunct retail store?" Again, the favorites thing. I don't think I really have a favorite defunct store. I love dead malls. I love abandoned malls. There's just something about them. It's almost like an entire city, post-apocalyptic city, in an abandoned mall. It's something that's so unbelievable to me. Because an abandoned mall, especially when they're falling apart inside and people have been in there destroying them, everything, and they literally look like they've been through an apocalypse, that is something that you are never, ever, ever supposed to see. Those places were never built with the intent of you seeing it in that condition, ever. And it's such a large scale. So where you have like an abandoned Kmart or an abandoned Ames or something, sure, it's crazy. It's a big abandoned store, but a mall is like a city block, an abandoned city block. And when you go into a mall, it's like you're in a whole different world already. But when it's quiet and empty and falling apart and dark and dusty and dirty, that's just my favorite. I know that's not one store, but definitely the dead abandoned malls. Okay, Wally says, what is your most prized possession and why? That's a difficult question to answer. And I'll tell you why. Number one, because like I said a minute ago, it's hard for me to choose favorites with anything. I'm the kind of person who I feel like if I choose favorites, I'm hurting the other thing's feelings or the other person's feelings. That sounds stupid, but that's just how I am, you know? I really love this I Love Crack Whores bumper sticker, but, and I want to know who can tell me what video I saw this bumper sticker in. But yeah, to say what is my most prized possession, I really can't say. For me, I really don't have a personal attachment to physical things. I mean, in a way I do. I love all kinds of stuff. Like, I love my Ghostbusters picture. I love these Kmart things here. I got a Grumpy Bear up there that I love, a Krull comic book, old skateboarding VHS tapes, my Cherry Coke hat, Tommy's Camping Adventure book, Baboon Ball. I got a pizza box from the Covered Bridge Pizza in Andover, my Guardians of the Galaxy picture drawn by Leonard, lots of framed newspaper articles from when I was in the paper, just tons of things like that, and I love everything that I have, but to say what is my one prized possession, I just can't narrow it down. Also, what is your favorite piece of retail memorabilia? I think my very favorite piece of retail memorabilia for me, and this is going to seem stupid, but it's the trash can that I got from Canton Center Mall. That's the mall you guys have seen me film several times over. I go there all the time just to walk around. I grew up going to that mall. And after they shut down, there was a period of time where they were cleaning out a lot of the stores, putting things out back, and they had a ton of red and blue shelving from KB Toys, and I really wanted to get some of that, but there was just nothing I could do with it. In hindsight, I wish I would have grabbed a piece or two and then just cut it down into a smaller piece that I could frame or something. I would have thought of something cool to do with it. Unfortunately, I did not do that, but I did manage to get one of the trash cans that sat throughout the mall. I still have it in my basement. I absolutely love it. It's just something that, it's just that one thing that I got from a retail or an abandoned place, whatever you want to call it, that I kept and that I will keep no matter what. I will always keep that trash can. That's one thing that really means a lot to me from the places that I've been. Okay, let's see. Kyle says, who is your favorite son-in-law and why? Well, Kyle, I'd have to say you are my favorite son-in-law because you are my only son-in-law. If I ever have another son-in-law, somebody got some splaining to do. Okay, Leonard says, are you going to put up a Christmas tree? I would love to put up my Christmas tree. Right now I have a love seat, 2 big chairs, and an enormous sectional in my living room. So I have no room at all in my living room for a tree. However, I do have room on my front porch, so I might be putting it out there. Okay, Leonard also says, when are you going to do a Draw My Life video on that Nate guy on YouTube? Yeah, I need to do that. I don't know, I hadn't thought about that, but I really do need to do that. That would be cool. If you guys haven't seen him, just go on YouTube and search for Draw My Life. It was the trend for a while there, where there's basically just a big whiteboard. You see a big whiteboard, and as that specific YouTuber tells the story of, basically the story of their life and how they got to YouTubing, somebody else, or them, I don't know, whoever, is drawing the pictures. It's really cool. Sean Duras is one of my favorite Draw My Life videos. Scotty DeLong says, that's cool. I don't know what kind of question that is, but that is cool. Brian says, what got you interested in filming abandoned buildings? I mean, I've loved abandoned buildings and old retail and retail history and dead malls and that. I love that stuff, and I've watched videos on those types of things for a long time. I used to watch Adam the Woo all the time back on his original Adam the Woo channel, and I always thought, wouldn't it be cool to go do those types of things? So when I started doing YouTube, I mean, I've had several different channels, I've done several different types of things, but when I started doing YouTube, YouTube on a larger scale, my skateboarding channel first, I was making skateboarding videos, and I was making like daily vlogs, and I would just kind of incorporate little abandoned places and roadside attractions into those daily vlogs, because I think it was just naturally the next step. If I was going to be out filming, I was going to film things I was interested in. And then I took it a step further, and I did a series on the Skate Master Nate channel called Skatin' Destroyed, which was sort of like the Abandoned show on the Vice channel, where this guy was basically going to abandoned buildings and then he would skate around the abandoned buildings. And that was the original plan. And before anybody says it, I actually had the idea long before that show ever even came out. But that's what it was originally going to be. And then when I started filming, it was actually in the winter. The first place I did was the abandoned rubber bowl, the big football field in Akron. And, I mean, not only was it absolutely destroyed, but everything was frozen and snowy, so I couldn't skate there anyway. And most of those that I did, even though those episodes got thousands and thousands of views, it was a very successful series, the videos themselves ended up being so long, and they were filmed in the winter, so I never really had the opportunity to add any skateboarding in there, and it turned out to not really need it. But some people got mad at me because it didn't have skateboarding, and it was called Skatin' Destroyed. But that's kind of how I got into filming the abandoned buildings. And that's actually where this channel originated from, out of necessity, because I wanted to continue filming abandoned places. I wanted to continue doing daily vlogs and things like that had nothing to do with skateboarding, but the skateboarding crowd was not very receptive to that on a skateboarding channel. So that's when I started this channel, and it's all history from there. Zach says, what's a Nubian? A Nubian is a brand, you know, like a brand Nubian. I don't know what the hell a Nubian is. Let's Google it. Nubians are an ethno-linguistic group indigenous to present-day Sudan and southern Egypt. Okay, Simone, if you could pick 3 places on Earth to go, which ones would it be and why? I'll tell you what, number 1 would be Hawaii. I've always wanted to go to Hawaii. I mean, it just looks like a tropical paradise. Plus, they worship fat people, so I'd be right in there. 2 other places, let's see. Second place I'd love to go is Hollywood. I just belong in Hollywood. No, I would love to go see where they film the movies. I would love to go visit all the studios and the movie sets and everything. I would love to see the Hollywood sign. Hollywood would be awesome. I would just love to go to Hollywood. And a third place, I would love to go to Pumapunku. If you guys ever watch the show Ancient Aliens, they're always talking about Pumapunku and Tiwanaku. It's in Bolivia. I believe in a higher power. I believe in aliens. We would be stupid to think that we are the only intelligent beings in this enormous world, in everything around us. We would just be stupid to think that. And there is plenty of proof around the world of things that we cannot explain that say somebody was here before us, and in a lot of cases, they were a lot smarter than us. Pumapunku is just very, very interesting to me. They have these H-blocks, they call them, that are cut out just with precision that we can't even replicate today. And there is a lot of speculation what these blocks were used for, how they actually fit together, and what they built back when they were put together. So I won't go into all of that, but Pumapunku is definitely another place that I would love to go. Okay, Robin says, at what age were you when you first started doing videos, even as a child? Man, maybe 5? I don't know. My dad, anytime my dad had any kind of a handheld video camera, I was on it. I remember using, I think it was an 8mm. Back when I was just little, we lived in a town called Madison, and I would have been between the age of 5 and 8. And it had a handle on it, and then it was kind of a big stocky thing, you know, like this. It had a handle on it that bent forward, and you used it and looked through the viewfinder thing. My Oak Island treasure chest. But I remember making silent movies with that, and whatever it was that I filmed, my dad has over at his house in a box, along with a bunch of other 8mm videos that we made back then. But ever since I discovered that thing, I've been addicted, and anytime my dad ever brought home any kind of a video camera, it disappeared because I took it. It didn't really matter because he never realized it was gone until years later whenever he said, "Where's my camera?" And I'm like, because I had used it to death. And when we would go to my friend Dan's house, they had one of those giant Panasonic shoulder cameras that used a regular VHS size tape, and I'm always like, "Dan, get the camera." So we go out and make skate videos or whatever. So that was the beginning of me making videos. I have tons of them. All right, let's see here. Curtis says, "Have you ever been to the giant cuckoo clock in Sugar Creek?" Yes. I need to go out there and film that sometime. Emma says, "What is your favorite food?" Oh my God, you're talking to a fat guy here who is a food addict. My favorite food is food. I mean, yeah, it would be way too difficult for me to say what my favorite food is. If you asked my girlfriend what my favorite food is, she would probably tell you pizza. So she probably knows me better than I know myself. It's pizza. Leonard, you're killing it today. What is the top scariest thing on your bucket list you want to do, but are too scared to do it? Skydiving. Definitely the scariest thing on my bucket list. I don't know, man. I just don't know. But if I do it, you guys will be there front and center. Daniel, what is your favorite video? I don't know. I mean, if you're talking about my own videos, my favorite video of the ones that I've made, that's really a tough question because if I didn't love every video I make, I probably wouldn't post it. I've made videos before, posted them for an hour, and pulled it because I really didn't like it. 3 of them come to mind. Damn. It's tough, man, but all right, I'm gonna tell you. I think I'll tell you 5 of my very favorites. That's probably the best I can do. Number 1, and this one might be my absolute favorite, that is the Jackson Roll Arena, the abandoned skatery where I grew up skating. That is definitely one of my favorites, if not my very favorite, just because it is so personal to me. Number 2 would be the abandoned Canton Center. That's the mall that I keep filming. That's the one that I just did the Christmas at the Abandoned Mall in, which I surprise myself sometimes. I had that idea, and I'm really surprised it turned out as well as it did. Another one of my favorites, which I just feel has not got the kind of views that it deserves, was the Mansfield Prison where Shawshank Redemption was filmed. That was actually on my Skate Master Nate channel, but it's a great video. If you've ever seen Shawshank Redemption, watch that video. It's really cool. I mean, just the whole video, just exploring the prison and seeing it for the first time in person was unbelievable. It was really awesome. It was so cold in there. The very last day that they were open in December last year, there was icicles hanging from the doors, ice all over the floor. It was so cold in there, but it was an incredible experience, and I absolutely love the video. And I can understand why nobody else is interested in this video, because it's absolutely one of my favorites, and that is the Polar Express and exploring the trains in Denison, Ohio. Definitely in my top 5 favorites. Again, it was just so freezing cold that day, but it was so fun to film all that stuff. The Polar Express video came together so good. I love all the music choices in that video. And again, I can't understand why more people don't enjoy that video. I don't understand it. It has less than 1,000 views on the Skate Master Nate channel, and then that's the one I just reposted on Thanksgiving on this channel because I thought I would share it with you guys. I thought, well, maybe they just didn't get it because it's a skate channel. And it's got like less than 200 views on this channel, so I don't get it, but I love that video. And number 5, I think I would have to say the abandoned Akron Rubber Bowl, the football field. That was the first one that I did in the series Skate and Destroyed, and again, it was one of those that I'd never seen it before, I'd never experienced it before I filmed it, and walking out and looking across that stadium was just mind-blowing, at the least. It was just so incredible. So that is another one of my very favorites, and that's another one that doesn't have that many views, but it's definitely one of my favorites. Okay, we got 2 more questions here. Robin says, where is the scariest place you've been, and why was it scary? The scariest place that I've been is a place that I cannot tell you where it was, because I didn't post the video. The reason I was so scared, a couple reasons. Number 1, I entered the place without permission. It was an abandoned building. I entered without permission because I found a door that was popped open. It was colder in there than it was outside. I could see my breath. The air was so thick and it smelled like mold. It was pitch black except the lights were on. And they were all hanging from the ceiling because the ceilings had all fallen in. But the lights were really dull. It was like the darkness was so dark, it just took over the light. And there was also a light that did shine kind of bright, but it was clear back in the back where I wanted to go back to, but I was so scared I didn't. It was wet. It was dripping. It was silent except for the sounds of that dripping and the sounds of my feet walking through the water. Like I said, the air was so thick and it smelled like mold so bad that when you breathed, it filled up your lungs. I mean, you just felt it fill up your lungs, almost like something else was entering your body. It was scary. I mean, it was scary. I never posted the video. I had nightmares for 2 weeks after that. It was just scary all around. And I'm sorry I can't tell you where it is. I wish I could post the video, but I can't. So, okay, best for last here. The very first question on this was Daniel. And he said, how did you get your YouTube empire started? I love the way you asked that question because that's exactly how I refer to everything that I'm doing. With, I'm self-employed. And I always refer to what I am building as my empire. I've never known of an empire to be so broke before, but that's how I always refer to what I'm doing as building my empire. The way I got started with YouTube. Let me go back first to 2006 when YouTube was brand new. I ignored it. I made the biggest mistake of my life. I had just been hired to create a comedy series online. We didn't know where we were going to host this. We didn't know if the website itself could handle it or, because nothing like YouTube existed at the time. And so while we're doing research to find a place to host this, the lady that hired me said, check out this new thing that's called YouTube. And I looked at it and I'm like, nah, let's just do it on your website. Biggest mistake I ever made in my life. I could be rich right now. But nobody had any idea what YouTube was going to become. And even at that, it was years and years before YouTube ever introduced the possibility of being paid for making your videos and running ads on your videos and that. So I blew it off back then. Over the years, I did start a few little YouTube channels, just messing around, putting whatever videos on there about my kids in football and my kids, when they had a snow day from school and things like that. But I never gave it a real thought until a couple years ago when I decided to make a channel about reselling on the internet. I kind of wanted to see how it would go, what kind of potential it held, and how quickly I could build up a channel. So I created that channel. It was called Buckeye State Picker because I'm from Ohio. Within about 8 months, I was able to build that channel up to, I think it was 1,500 or 1,600 subscribers. I was posting on a regular basis. It was a great channel. It was growing really fast. And so once I saw that there was potential in it and that this was something that I really liked doing, I scrapped it. I built it up that big and then I shut it down. I deleted all the videos. And I started my Skate Master Nate channel. That's where I wanted my energy going. That's where I wanted my effort going with the idea of losing weight by skateboarding as a way of exercise instead of the traditional, lifting weights and things like that. That's when I also started my skateboarding company. And the whole idea behind that was that I was going to be skateboarding on YouTube to lose the weight. So I would be the one that was promoting my own company. Here's my shirt. I would be the one promoting my own company in my videos, so each thing would kind of bounce off of each other thing. Then I mentioned earlier about how once I started doing the skate videos and I branched out into daily vlogging and doing the abandoned places, I stopped doing that. That's where this channel came in. And this channel I have built specifically in a way that I can do whatever I want, whenever, however I want to. And the main attraction is simply me. And I don't mean that in any way, shape, or form that I think I'm anything special. I just wanted to build this channel in a way that it left me complete creative freedom to do whatever I want whenever I felt like doing it. So if I want to go out and explore an abandoned building today and then sit at home and draw in balloons tomorrow, I can do that. And that's what this channel is. It's about me and what I'm doing, and I don't have to say, you know, this channel's about this and then uphold that. Like on the skateboarding channel, it's a skateboarding channel, so I have to uphold skateboarding. Now I'm injured and I can't do that, so that channel with almost 4,000 subscribers is down the tubes. But this channel here, I've built it in a way that if I could never go out and explore again for some reason, that would be perfectly okay, because that's not what this channel's all about. It's a big part of what this channel's about because that's what I do. That's one of the things I love to do, so that's what you see on here a lot. But you'll also see me doing different artistic things, painting on rocks, and doing daily vlogs, and, you know, just anything I can think of, anything I feel like doing. And in my opinion, that's the very best way to build a channel, so that you always hold that creative freedom, and you can do whatever you want, whenever you want. I think that answers all the questions, guys. Let me just refresh here and see if anybody else has dropped another one before we go. Nope, we're good to go. Yeah, thank you everybody for your awesome questions, and hopefully I'll feel better soon. I hope to get up tomorrow and be able to get out and do some things. I'm going to do some laundry tonight and clean up this house and empty a can of Lysol and down some more cough medicine. Hopefully tomorrow I'll wake up and everything will be better and we'll be back on track with things. So thanks again, guys, for watching. Thank you for all your questions. And give me a comment below. Give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And come on over to the Facebook page, That Nate Guys and Gals. And I will see you tomorrow. Peace.